All right, welcome back to the New Equity Network show. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. We're talking with Bob Hammond, a funding specialist with Merchant Banking Resources. And if you just tuned in, this company since 2008 has been providing cash advances from $25,000 to $3 million in all 50 states. And they do it at a remarkable rate. I mean, sometimes as little as 3 to 5 business days if it's a much larger thing. Mark McGuire has been on the show and told us, that maybe at about 2 weeks, which is lightning speed if you're moving that kind of money for a small business. All right, Bob, when we're speaking with Bob Hammond, a funding specialist. But Bob, welcome back to the show. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure, Michael.
All right, you also provide e-commerce solutions at for merchant accounts. Can you give our audience a flavor for what that is so that they know that you've got a portfolio of things to work with, not just cash flow loans?
Well, as I mentioned, we do work with all different types of businesses, and many of those are e-commerce businesses. It's one of the certainly the trending areas right now, in addition to home-based businesses, is e-commerce. So whether it's a distribution company or a fulfillment company, whatever the case might be, we're able to provide those type businesses the funding they need as well. So if they're looking to acquire inventory, we can help them provide capital to purchase additional inventory. Those are just some of the solutions, Michael, that we provide for those type of businesses as well.
All right. Thanks for bringing that out. Now, I wanted to drill down in here. You had mentioned earlier the criteria, of, the characteristics, let's say, of a preferred merchant, right? Can we walk through that a little bit so that the people that are out there looking to acquire capital, there's a lot of startups, but you need at least 6 months of business cash flow to really step in the door with you, right?
That's correct. We do at least, we try to keep the process extremely simple, and I think we've done a fabulous job of that. As I mentioned, it's certainly in comparison to traditional lenders. But we do want to see at least 6 months in business, just so we have the track record of knowing that this business is going to be successful. So we look for 6 months at the present location of the current ownership. We look for a minimum of $15,000 a month in average gross sales revenues. And we look for businesses that are current on their business rent or mortgage. If those three things are there, and provided there's no bankruptcy in the past 12 months or they don't have any liens in excess of about $175,000, generally we can get that business qualified.
Okay, so let me get this straight. There are companies that you do fund that have had bankruptcies in the past. It's just anytime in the last 12 months, if you've kept it clean and kept the ship upright, then there's a possibility that you might be able to work with them.
Absolutely, Michael. As the old saying goes, look at all the business people that have failed at businesses somewhere in their past, and they keep swinging and they keep swinging, and eventually they succeed. We understand those type situations, and we want to be there to help those type businesses. So yeah, if as long as they're been in business for 6 months, have a track record of cash flows, and nothing in their immediate past, in the past 12 months in terms of bankruptcy, we're there to work with them.
All right. Now, there's another thing. Some people have liens against their businesses. Let's talk about that, because that's pretty much an instant disqualifier for a lot of people who are considering the potential of lending to a business.
Correct. It is. It's quite typical, and in our case, just like in with the bankruptcy, that's not necessarily an automatic disqualifier. We look at, again, the cash flow of the businesses. We look at, what their future cash flow projections are. We look at their past cash flow projection or past cash flow, what it has been. And we take a look and we'll talk to people, that are doing business with that business just to make sure that the company is operating and it's a successful entity.
Okay. Thank you for bringing that out. The types of businesses, because you're out there on the front lines, you're talking to people about doing business with you and growing their businesses. Have you, when you're on the phone talking to people, have you noticed any particular market sector that's coming to you more now than say in the past? Anything that pops up off the top of your head?
It really does run a wide variety, Michael. And give you just a couple examples here in recent conversations in the last couple of weeks. I've had a conversation with a small business contractor, and in his business, what could really help him get to that next level is as simple as getting a covered trailer for his business, so he can get his equipment and he can get his supplies from point A to point B in a cost-effective and efficient manner. And that'll make all the difference in the world for his business and allow him to grow his business. I've also been working with a dental office who is very successful but has outgrown the current space and is looking to expand and just about double the size of their practice. But in order to do so, they obviously need additional capital to acquire additional equipment, inventory, and to hire additional staff. So just some of the type of businesses that we routinely work with day in and day out.
All right. The one of the other accolades that I've noticed in talking to Mark and some of the other affiliates over there at Merchant Banking Resources is that over 80% of your clients renew. So that must mean that you're really working with these people. Can you drill down into why you have such a high renewal rate?
Sure, Michael. I think above all is that we just provide outstanding customer service. I believe our customer service is second to none. We provide availability 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to ensure our clients get the help they need when they need it. And I think that's a huge piece to giving a comfort level to our clients that we're going to take very good care of them. And then the other thing that we do which is very unique, is once we've established that relationship with a client, and I mentioned at the outset how really quick and efficient our application process is with just a one-page application and just basic documentation required. It's even faster for an existing client, a repeat client that comes back to us. Oftentimes, we can get them money approved in 1 to 2 business days.
That's pretty fast. 1 to 2 business days. They've got an established track record of working with you, making sure that the repayment of the loan. Let's drill down into that. For those that are out there, they're wondering, well, how long is the duration of the loans? Is it only short term? Like are we talking about 3 months or anything of that nature, or is there longer periods of time if they've got bigger projects?
Typically, most of our loans are in cash advances. Are anywhere from 6 months up to 2 years.
Okay. And how do they pay that back? Is it on a monthly basis, or are you working with them on a daily basis? Because that part is part of the equation of doing business. Right.
Well, again, as mentioned at the start, we're a cash flow business, right? That's how we base our lending decisions. So it's on the cash flow of the business. So it makes sense that that's pretty much how we base the payback as well. So we're flexible in terms of that payback. It's largely based upon the cash flow of the business and a percentage of the cash flow of the business. Of course, every business is unique, so we have to look, and our underwriters have to look at the very specific circumstances of that business, what their cash flow has been, how long they've been in business, all that type of stuff. But then we'll be able to help them and take outstanding care of them.
All right, that's good. I wanted to be able to, if we could, slow down and just walk through the different steps of the processes and the types of people that can utilize your services to meet those immediate needs. Because sometimes these companies, they hit a rock in a hard spot. Nobody will give them, the time of day to make it all work for them. And that's what you guys specialize in, is those hard cases where people can come to you and see about making that next step. I mean, even Disney, I think he declared bankruptcy, 12, 11, or 13 times before he finally got that theme park off and running, right?
Exactly. Michael, that's what we specialize in. We encourage business owners, if they've been turned down by their traditional lender for whatever reason, and they need that growth capital to get them to the next step. And let's face it, what business can't use additional growth capital to really improve their business? We challenge those businesses to come to us and talk to us. Again, it's a mindset. We're really out there to help small business owners and to help them be successful.
Great. All right, Bob, we've got to close for the segment, but before we go, please, one more time, contact information for you.
Sure. It's Bob at merchantbankingresources.com. Phone is 651-338-7532.
All right,
Bob at merchantbankingresources.com, 651-338-7532.
Thanks so much for being on the show, Bob.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. All right, Bob Hammond, Funding Specialist, Merchant Banking Resources. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with John Lauren, IR Consultant of Medicine Enterprises, Inc. You'll be surprised what they do. We'll be right back.